Welcome to Connect with Eleanor. Today's topic is a very vital aspect of our mental being, which is emotional expression versus emotional suppression. This is Eleanor, and I'm excited to explore this crucial topic with every single one of you. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for your support towards my channel. It is highly appreciated. The truth is, we have all been there, feeling overwhelmed, struggling to put words to our emotions, hiding behind masks to avoid vulnerability, not being able to express ourselves the way we feel because we don't want to hurt others. But what happens when we bottle up all these emotions inside? If we decide that because that person had offended us and we decided that we don't want to say anything about it, what happens when we bottle up all those negative emotions and all those positive ones too that are inside of us that we are not able to bring out? What are the benefits of expressing those emotions authentically? So that's what we're going to be discussing in today's episode. Emotional expression and emotional suppression, they are two sides of the coin. The balance between each of them. Significantly, these two aspects, they affect our relationship, they affect our health, they affect our mental being, they affect the way we interact with others. So we need to be very, very sensitive when it comes to this aspect of our lives. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the effect of emotional expression, emotional suppression, and what are the holistic way in which we can balance our emotions. So that's what we're going to be talking about for today's episode of Connect with Eleanor. So please stay tuned with me. So now, the first aspect that we're talking about is the emotional expression. Emotional expression is the process of communicating our feelings, our thoughts, and our emotions. We communicate our feelings through verbal communication by talking, through non-verbal ones by body language, facial expression, creative outlets, through art, music, physical release, exercise, crying. There are various ways we express our emotions even without talking. This is what emotional expression entails. When you're feeling something, you're able to express it in your own unique way. The benefits of us expressing ourselves is that relief from stress, reduces tension, it provides relaxation because you're feeling something at a particular time and you're able to express them positively. Then you are authentic, you're not pretending. There was a time in my life where I had a particular friend like that, and anytime this friend did something that really annoyed me or pissed me off, I won't say anything, I would just keep quiet. But the funniest thing is that when you keep keeping quiet about the way you feel and you keep telling yourself that I don't want to confront this person, there's a way those emotions get bottled up. So that is why emotional expression is very, very important and crucial in a relationship. And another thing is that when you express yourself emotionally, your mental health improves, you are okay, you are healthy, you are more aware of your feelings, you're more aware of what triggers you. So that is why it is very good, regardless of how you feel, you should be able to express yourself intelligently to people so as not to affect your relationship. There are challenges to you expressing yourself. That's why emotional expression has its own advantage and has its own disadvantage. Challenges is that the fact that you're vulnerable, if you express yourself to somebody that is not mature enough to handle it, it might lead to some other thing. That's why it's very important that you know how you express yourself and the people you express yourself to. And there is a way the society might view you, like if you're somebody that if you're feeling sad, you tell people that I'm feeling sad, I'm depressed, and all these things. The society expects everybody to be put together, but the truth is we all have things that we are going through. So when you see people expressing themselves, it's not because they just have to just find a way to bring out that emotions, because it's not something they can keep inside. But the reason why people mostly suppress their emotions is that past trauma. When you've gone through the trauma of how do I put this, bottling up your emotions and it didn't end well, there is a way you want to excessively express yourself. That is why emotional expression is good, but it should be handled with care and all like that. It should be handled in a mature way. So There are healthy ways you can express your emotions, through journaling. You can write down how you're feeling, through exercise, talk to the person that you actually have issues with. But there's a way we use words, there's a way we use body language when we are talking to people. Let this person know that they hurt you and this is how you feel about it. The truth is, you expressing yourself emotionally, like I said, has its own disadvantage, because some people will take advantage of the fact that you opened up to them. Some people will look at you judgmentally. The society might not even accept it. So that's why most people, that they easily express themselves emotionally, like if something should happen, if they're angry, they give it to you back to back. If they're sad, they are sad. Those kind of people, they are not easily accepted by the society, because people feel like, must you talk, must you do this, must you do that, for the sake of peace, keep quiet. But one thing is that if you keep keeping quiet when people offend you, or when you're feeling this kind of emotions, the truth is you will have issues in your relationship. That is the truth. So now let's talk about emotional suppression, so that you guys can get a better understanding of this topic. Emotional suppression is intentionally or unintentionally hiding our emotions. You understand? Somebody made you feel sad and you decide that you want to keep quiet. You love someone, but you decide that you don't want to express that love to that person. You want to hide it, probably because you feel like this person might take advantage of you. You understand? The benefits of, I'll give you the short-term benefits and the long-term risk of emotional suppression, because I've also been a victim of emotional suppression, because I tell myself that for the sake of peace, let me just keep quiet. But eventually, me keeping quiet, if I keep quiet this time around, keep quiet the second time, it will get to a point that the emotions will be so bottled up that I will burst, and that one will now turn to something else. Don't say things that you do not mean. That's why when people offend you, or you have issues with someone, it's better you face it head on and have a conversation with the person instead of overlooking it. Because the fact that you overlook it does not mean that the emotions are not there. They are just getting stored up. The day everything will scatter, it will not be funny at all. You might actually lose that relationship. That's why emotional suppression is very, very dangerous, and we should try to be intentional when we are expressing our emotions too. The short-term benefits of emotional suppression is that they will give you a temporary stress relief. You will avoid conflict. That's the truth. You'll be accepted by the society because you are the good girl, the one that keeps quiet. Even when they offend you, you tell them, peace be unto you. You try to put yourself together. I'm a Christian, I should avoid conflict. But there is something I always say. The Bible says that from the day of John the Baptist, the kingdom of heaven suffered violence. Only the violent take it by force. Now, I'm not telling you to be a violent person, but I'm just letting you know that when people offend you, try and face it head on and tell the person, this is what you did to me, and I just have to just tell you, instead of bottling it up inside. Because the day everything will even burst, that day you might not be able to control yourself, and you will say things that you will actually regret. You understand? The risk of you suppressing your emotions is that mental health risk. You will be having depression, anxiety, anger issues. These emotions that you are bottling up inside, they might even actually affect your physical health. You might be having some pains. That's why it's very good to express your emotions. But when you are expressing them, express them intelligently. Then emotional suppression affects your relationship. Because the truth is, when you keep bottling up these emotions and this feeling that you're feeling towards this person, it will get to a point that you will not be able to contain it again. And as at that point, you will probably not even remember what you even said. You will just say everything the way you are feeling and just dump that baggage of emotions that has been storing for years and for months. You just dump it on that person. So it damages relationship, increased emotional numbness. Let me give you guys an example. There was a particular time in my life that I didn't know that I was like that. If somebody should offend me, naturally, if someone should offend you, you should get angry, right? It got to a point in my life that if someone should offend me, I didn't even feel it again. Like, it felt like I was a robot, because I was not even concerned whether you talk or you did not talk, whether you do this or I was not just interested in whatever anybody has to say or how you were feeling. I was so numb to people's emotions, to my own emotions. I just turned everything off. That's what happens when you keep suppressing your emotions instead of expressing them. I won't lie to you, you expressing your emotions, obviously there will be some people that they will react in a negative way. They will feel like you're overdoing it, but you know the reason why you're expressing yourself, which is why I said when you're expressing your emotions, it must be with intelligence. Few examples of emotional suppression, and maybe somebody hurt you and the person now asks you, sorry, I apologize, and you now say, yes, I'm fine. There are some conflict that I'm fine does not solve it. You guys need to sit down and talk. This is what you did. I did not like it. I don't like what you did to me. It really offended me. You people should solve it. Instead of just putting I'm sorry and avoiding the conflict, you are telling yourself, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. Another thing is that people that practice emotional suppression, they avoid conflict. If somebody really did something rude to them, instead of them to comfort the person and say, you did this thing to me and I don't like it. I feel like you don't respect me as a friend. Instead of saying that, they will avoid the person, they will avoid the conflict. They will feel like, I'm the one that is overreacting. No, you are not overreacting. That person really hurt you and you need to let the person know. Do you understand? So those are the things that we need to be careful of, because there are consequences to you suppressing your emotions, like emotional explosion. I've told you, I've been a victim of this emotional explosion so many times in my life. So that is why, however you are feeling, try as much as possible to express them in healthy ways. Another thing is that emotional suppression will affect your relationship. You will not be able to mingle around people, because people will feel like this girl is always angry. She's always angry. It's not that she's always angry. It's because she has bottled up so many emotions over the years and she has not found a healthy way to release those emotions, so she's now misbehaving. As much as possible to express it intelligently. Let me give you guys the balance of the two. Number one, mindful expression. That's what I said. Express those emotions intelligently. Let this person know that this to me, you did that to me and I did not like it. Please respect me and I will respect you. Let this person know. And there are some people that even if you even express yourself, they will still be standing on that point that they are right. Once you've said your own, at least you've had your own peace of mind, you move on. But the fact that you now decide not to have that conversation, the day everything will burst, you will not even be aware of it. That is why emotional suppression is very, very dangerous, and excessively expressing your emotions too is very dangerous. So there should be a balance. That is what brings me back to the number one balance, which is mindful, intelligent expressing of emotions. You understand? Recognize your emotions, express them authentically. This is what you did to this is what you did. And once the person apologizes, take your time to process those emotions. Someone should offend me and the person should say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it and all. Yes, truthfully, the person is sorry, but I'm still feeling those emotions. So I'll just tell the person that, yes, I understand that you're sorry, but I just need my space. I need to deal with this first. So I take my time to deal with that emotion, that feeling of betrayal that I'm actually feeling at that particular time. Then after I feel better, I process the fact that this person said sorry, then I can now move on with the friendship. But now imagine a scenario whereby this person tells me sorry and I neglect that feeling that I'm feeling. I say, yes, so we are back to being friends. The truth is one day, that feeling that I ignored, that I did not process well, will still give me issues. You understand? It will still affect our relationship. That's why you see some people that you just see them outside and they are just shouting. This is not the first time that person is offending them, but they have decided to neglect it. The person has done it like 4 times, 5 times, but they decided to suppress those emotions. That is how it led to an emotional outburst. So when you are expressing your emotions at a particular time, make sure as at that time that you express it intelligently. The balance that I will talk about is healthy boundaries. The truth is, I myself am still learning about boundaries, because every single day I meet people that just cross that boundaries, regardless of whether I place them there or not. So I'm really still having issues balancing this issue of boundaries. Because I would say that at this point in my life, I've realized that boundaries are very, very important, and not everybody will respect your boundaries. So you have to take your stand. You cannot talk to me that way. It's not because of it's not pride, it's not this. You should respect me, you should accord me the same respect that I'm according to you. But one thing I now realized later, being in the kind of environment that I am is that the fact that you respect people does not mean they will respect you back. So don't even expect it. But make sure there are healthy boundaries. Let people know that they cannot just walk over you. You're nice, you're friendly, but they cannot just walk over you anyhow. Because if you do not have boundaries in your life, you keep getting hurt, and hurt keep piling up. It will get to a point where you will not have a choice but to burst. And when you have that emotional outburst, that relationship will be beyond repair. You understand? Another thing is I have self-compassion. You are human too. There's some people that they'll be like, God, why am I angry? I'm not even supposed to be angry. You're supposed to be angry. You're human. Don't neglect that humanity. Don't neglect that part of you that is emotional because you want to conform to the society. I mean, this person did something that hurt you. You have the right to let the person know. And if this person now decides that they don't care or they are not apologetic towards you, then you move on. You process those feelings on your own and you move on. That's just the truth. Another thing is that, learn to empathize with others. It's something that hurting people hurts people. There's some people that they've had past traumas and they don't really know how to deal with people. So there is no how they will not misbehave with you because they are hurt. So they will surely misbehave. Now, sometimes when people offend me and I eventually hear their side of the story, like, okay, this is what this person is going through. Yes, it does not give them an excuse for hurting you. But there's a way when you listen to people's stories, you tell yourself that I know where this person is coming from. This person did not have a good childhood. This person did not have a form of a mentorship or someone that they could look up to that could tell them that this is how you treat people. So that's how this person behaved like this to you. But it doesn't change the fact that they hurt you. So learn to process your emotions. Like I always tell people, yes, if you hurt me and you apologize, I've forgiven you actually, but I need my space. At least even if it's an hour or 2 hours, I need to process those emotions. If I pretend as if I was not hurt by what you did, eventually that thing will still come out of me one way or the other. I don't know if we have been there or not. As an example, I have a friend. I know many people will say, how many friends do you have? There's a reason why I'm calling her my friend, because I don't want to leak anything. So I have a friend like that, and this girl has always been behaving rude to me over and over again. But I kept bottling everything inside for the sake of peace, because I feel like if two people that are aggressive are staying together or they are talking together or they are friends, one person has to be the one that will be calming things down. So I had to calm myself down that, okay, let me be the peacemaker in this situationship that we are in, because it's not somebody that I can easily escape from due to the circumstances that I am in. You get? So now this person kept doing all these things, but it got to a point that I just told myself that I cannot take it anymore, and I cannot keep making excuses for this person. So I had to just confront her that this is not something that I can take anymore. As much as I have always respected you, I've always tried my best to treat you normal, I expect you to accord me the same respect, but you have decided not to. I had to confront this person. But the funniest thing about this whole issue that I'm talking about is that when I was expressing it, I was not expressing it intelligently, because I was already angry, I was already fed up. That is why I always say that emotional suppression is not a good thing. It leads to excessively expressing yourself. You just talk to the person anyhow. But as at that time when she behaved rudely to me, if I had said it that time, you understand, I feel like she could have been more cautious and more, how do I put it, sensitive, that I cannot just talk to this person anymore. This girl cannot accept this. You keeping quiet while that person keeps hurting you is what leads to so many things in relationships. So one thing I would say is that identify your triggers. You understand the kind of person you are. Make sure you don't bottle up emotions inside. That's what this episode of Connect with Eleanor is all about. Express yourself as people are, because people will always offend you. But you not expressing yourself when people are offending you is a problem. Express yourself intelligently. You did this, you did that, and I don't like it. And take time to process that emotion. Don't just move on from that relationship as if nothing happened. Take time to process that emotions, then move on from it and continue your relationship. But if you feel like, even despite expressing those emotions and letting the person know, you are still feeling some emotions that you don't understand, you can seek help. Talk to people, contact Eleanor, Try to express yourself by journaling, creative expression, writing things down, drawing, art, music, you know. Now, let me take Eleanor as an example. I have a book that I'm currently working on that I will soon launch. So if you read that book, you will understand some things about me, you understand where I'm coming from. That one is another way in which Eleanor expresses herself when she goes through things in life. So when you read that book, you will have more in-depth knowledge that, okay, this is exactly who Eleanor is, this is what she's going through. That's why journaling is okay. You understand? I just made my own more something that through my experience people can actually learn. So, but when that book will be launched, I will let us know. But one thing I want us to understand is that when it comes to intelligently expressing our emotions, it's not everybody that you express your emotions to that they will feel sorry about it. That's why you need healthy ways of expressing them by journaling, write it down, read books, listen to music, things that will just get you off that feeling. Because you will always meet people that will offend you. So guys, thank you so much for watching today's episode of Connect with Eleanor. The whole point of this episode is just for you to express your emotions intelligently. Don't bottle them inside. Once somebody offends you, let the person know and strategically move on. But make sure you process your emotions before moving on. Very important and crucial detail of this episode. So I love you guys so much, and I so much appreciate your support towards my channel. I hope you keep living intentionally. I hope you keep working on yourself. Remember that anyone loves you so much, and she cares for you. Bye.